guys, today we are going to just do a little bit of a get ready with me trying some new products because I have some stuff in front of me that aren't really like newly released products, but they're like new to my collection, and I kind of want to just test them out with you guys because I've been sort of saving up a little bit for making a video like this. Not that I have like a full face of new products because I am going out tonight. We're going out for a date night. This is actually going to be our 8-year anniversary from the day that we officially got together, so not like our wedding anniversary, but it is February 29th when I'm filming this, so we only have an anniversary every 4 years, so it's kind of funny, but we are going out to celebrate tonight, so I want to do a bit of like a date night tutorial look, if you want to call it that. So maybe I will start off by showing you the stuff that is already on my face because it's not a lot. So I started off by using my Jeffree Star concealer to spot conceal a little bit, and then I used my Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. I've been loving this, and this isn't like a full coverage foundation, so I needed a little bit of concealer to just spot conceal. I also use that as my concealer, and then to set, I've set underneath my eyes only because I do have some cream products here that I want to test out, but I did use my Annette loose setting powder. They sent this to me, and this is just so cute. So these come separately, so you basically buy the refill thing and then you buy the container and you put the refill inside of the container, and it also comes with a puff which is right here. I don't really use puffs to set my face with, so I haven't really been using that, but I just wanted to show you because like this thing is just so cute. I did get some more stuff from them as well, so if you want to see a video with their spring collection, let me know and I can show you some more stuff because a lot of it is just so cute, and I've been kind of saving up because I want to use it in like a Annette video, but I've still been testing out the powders because I don't like doing a first impression with a powder because like what's the point. So been testing that out, been really liking it. So the products that I want to use in today's video, this is a palette that I got in the IBY Beauty box, which should be posted already, but here's what the palette looks like. So it's like a pinky purple palette. I thought this would be perfect for a date night, and I also have a couple of single shadows here that I got so kindly sent by a small indie brand. This is from ShinebySD Cosmetics. They sent me 4 of their shimmer shadows, so I kind of want to use maybe 1 or 2 of these in the look as well. They also sent me a lipstick. I don't think I want to use this color today, but I'll swatch it for you when we get to that point. I also bought some stuff when we were in Australia, so I want to kind of test out a little bit of these things as well. A lot of the things that I bought there, I've already kind of played with and tried out because I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't wait. But I do have this thing. This is from W7. I don't think this is an Australian brand. I'm pretty sure we can get this in the States as well, but I've never seen it in a store, but it's basically a blush and a pump. And I was just so intrigued. I'm like, I need to try that because I've never seen that anywhere. We also have a Flower Beauty lipstick because Prue, my friend, told me that I had to give this brand another chance because I've tried one of their lipsticks in the past and I wasn't really the biggest fan. I also have another thing here that I got in my IBY Beauty box. This is like eyeshadow, but I thought maybe I could use it as a blush. Hopefully it won't go way too crazy because like I said, we are going out on a date tonight, but I figured we could try it. And I also have yet to really test out a lot of the shades from the Brain Freeze highlighting palette by Jeffree Star. This is one that I got in the mystery box, the latest one, and I really want to test out this pink shade right here. And I also have a topper thing I want to put. I know this is a lot of products and maybe I should have just gotten into it right away, but I thought I would show you, just let you know like what you're in store for. So this is from a brand called Rituel de Feel. I probably totally butchered that, but this is basically like a highlighting topper. I've used it before, but it has a little bit of a learning curve because this is like a gel formula and it doesn't really dry down, so it's almost like, how would I even explain it? It's not a, I mean, it is a cream, but it's like this wet, glittery, toppery thingy. It is so beautiful, so I want to just like play a little bit more with that. So those are the things that I want to test out. I also want to show you my outfit that I'm planning on wearing tonight, just so we can kind of get like a good idea of how everything is going to work together, because that's not really something that I ever do. So I will see if I can get an outfit picture later, maybe once I've gotten dressed and stuff. Obviously I don't want to do that yet because I'm going to make a mess, but basically what I plan on wearing is I'm going to wear just regular black tights, and then I have this little skirt here from Forever 21 that I think I'm going to wear. It's just like a little flouncy skirt, and I also have it's not a crop sweater, but it's like a shorter sweater. You probably can't see that properly, but it's very basic, but I don't want it to be like a super too dressed up kind of vibe. I just want it to be like casual dressed up. I don't know. Probably gonna wear like some black boots too. Like I said, I'll try to get an outfit picture. Can't promise I'll be able to get it, but let's just go ahead and get into these products. So I think I'm actually going to use a cream bronzer, even though it's not new. Man, this intro is all over the place already, but let's get into applying some makeup. Oh my goodness. Oh, I also have my brows on, and just quickly, I use my ColourPop brow pen in brunette as well as my MAC Shade and Shape in the shade Spiked. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my Milk like bronzer stick here and use that to bronze. I find that a lot of the time if I use a cream blush, it's weird for me to go in with the blush before I have a bronzer on, so I do like to use a cream bronzer now that I have one before I go in with the actual blush. So I basically just put it on my face where I plan on bronzing, and then I'm going to take a small brush here to just work on blending this out, and I'm trying to blend it upwards and keeping it mostly like on the upper portion of my face here because I don't want to bring my face down at all, and I also don't want it to look like I've really contoured, so I'm always really focusing my bronzer like in this area here. Like I feel like that just looks the best on my face shape. Obviously I'm not a professional, I don't know how to do makeup on other people's faces, but that's just kind of what I've found that looks the most flattering to me because I do have quite a round face, so I don't like to bring my products in like too far because it's just going to make my face look even rounder. And I think focusing like the darker colors like on the outer portion of your face is going to make it look a little bit longer and thinner, which is of course what we want because it's all about getting like the proportions to look correct, if that makes sense. And I really like just how easy this product here is to blend out because as you could tell, like that was super easy. So I'm gonna go into the blush now. I'm not really sure how I want to apply this. So I think usually when I use cream blushes, I use a brush to apply it with because I just like that application more. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pump a little bit of this out on my hand here so that I can use that as my palette. This is so weird. I've never used a cream in a pump before, but we'll see how this goes. That's a lot of blush. Like I don't need that much blush. So it definitely seems to be very sheer when I'm picking it up on my brush. This is going to be very interesting. So this is just a small kind of fluffy brush. It is a very wet formula. This is weird. Is this even a blush? It is a blush. It says it's a long wear cream blush. Man, this is so wet. Like I'm almost worried that this is going to disrupt my foundation a little bit just because it feels like I'm putting water on my face, and it's also like not very pigmented. So yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about this formula. I feel like it's picking up my foundation a little bit. Let me just take a look up close here. Maybe my foundation is fine, but I'm not the biggest fan of this, honestly. Like I wish it just wasn't as liquidy, because I feel like I need to use a lot of product. Like I'm going in with a second pump now and there's a lot of product on this. So I feel like I need to use a lot of product to even get anything to like show up on my face. And my face also feels really cold. Like it's weird. It's almost like there's mint in this blush. I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I do know how I feel about it and I don't really like it. So I'm just going to even out my two sides here and then we can powder and move on to some other products here because this is really not, I mean, it's pretty, but I feel like this is the kind of product that you wouldn't use on top of foundation. Like I feel like if you're the kind of person who don't like to use foundation, you'd probably like this product a lot more than I do because this just feels wet. And like I said, it almost feels like it's tingling a little bit. Like it's kind of minty on your skin. I don't know. It's the weirdest feeling ever. I'm gonna go ahead and powder the rest of my face with my Anna Sweet powder here, just so I can start layering some of the powder products on top. So I'm not loving how the blush is looking. I feel like it's looking a little bit patchy up here. It could just be me and I didn't apply it properly, but I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This is the lightest bronzer that I have in my collection right now, and I'm using it because I'm basically at my palest. So I'm just gonna focus this bronzer in the same position that I focus my cream bronzer basically. Like I was saying, I don't really ever contour, so that's not really a step that I have in my routine because I don't really feel like I have the right face shape for contouring. I don't know, maybe it's just me and I just don't really know like where to place my contour correctly. Let me know if you guys know of any tutorials that show like how to contour like different face shapes. I would be very interested in like maybe learning how to do that, even though it's like a very time consuming step and I don't really usually take that long with my base makeup. But let's go ahead and try this blush now. So this, like I was saying, is an eyeshadow from IBY Beauty. I'm a little bit nervous to try to use this as an eyeshadow or as a blush because I feel like it's going to be very pigmented. So I'm going to first start off by coating my brush. This is my referral number 5 brush. Picks up a lot of product, so I'm obviously going to tap that off, but nothing comes off. So this is going to be very scary. I'm going to be extremely light-handed with this. Yeah, this is going to be a very, very heavy blush day. I can already tell. Okay, that's a lot of blush. Just gonna take a big fluffy brush here and just really go over that because we don't need that much blush. As much as I like blush, there is such a thing as too much blush, you know? Also just gonna take my powder brush here and just really buff that out. So I think that looks pretty good now. So let's go in with the highlighting palette because I really want to test this out because I've tried Gold Breaker, which is the shade right here, and I absolutely love it. I think the formula in this is really, really nice. So I'm going to take my referral number 15 brush. I love this brush as a highlighting brush because it's kind of dense and kind of fluffy at the same time. It picks up a good amount of product, but it's also like pretty fluffy. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this where, you know, I would normally apply highlighter, and that's a beautiful color. I feel like that's a very wearable pink, and it's maybe a little bit frosty. Like, that is my issue with a lot of pink highlighters, is that they are simply just too light for me. Like, they're just too, I don't really like that very, very frosty highlighter, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. I'm really highlighting that pimple. That's probably not the best look, but the pimple's on my face and I need to highlight, so that's just kind of what we're doing. So what I really like about his highlighting formula, at least the ones that I've tried, is that they are very wet looking and they're not super, super glittery. Like, if I'm gonna have a glittery highlighter, I prefer it to be used as a topper, which is what I plan on doing with this one. But since this is a cream and it doesn't like set down to a powder, I don't want to do this until I'm done with my eyeshadow in case I get fallout, because if I get fallout and this is still sticky, it's gonna be a disaster. So we're just gonna go ahead and do the eyeshadow first, and then I will do the highlight topper afterwards. So I'm gonna start by priming my eyes with my Smashbox Lid Primer in Light here. So let's get back to the eyeshadow palette. So this is from a brand called Lurella. This palette is $20. It's very inexpensive, so hopefully it's good. So I'm thinking I want to stick to mostly like the warmer tones in this palette because there's kind of like some orange and some warm tone purples in my skirt, and I feel like that's going to tie everything together. And I think I'm also going to wear a yellow bag with like a gold strap, so I think everything is going to kind of work well together. And I also, let me just kind of swatch out these 4 singles before we do anything else so I can kind of see like what the undertones of these are. So here is the little quad that we have going on. I feel like the pink here is going to be like a pink blue from looking at it. Oh, that looks so pretty. So let's just see what these look like real quick. Wow, that's a beautiful, ooh, that's beautiful too. Oh wow, that's not what I expected it to be. And that didn't swatch very good because I swatched on top of my bones. So these are the colors that we have. Let's see, I definitely want to use this color here, or maybe I want to use this color in my inner corner. Like I was saying, I kind of want this to be more on the warm tone side. I don't mind if there's a little bit of cool toneness in it, but I think I want to use maybe these two and maybe one of the colors in the palette as well. Let's start off by using some mattes at least. So I think what I'm going to start with is I'm going to take the shade All Mine, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade and my crease shade. So this isn't me reviewing the palette, we're simply just playing with it and testing it, so I'm not going to do any swatches or anything like that. I just want to have fun and put some of these on my eyes. So like I said, I'm going to use this as my transition shade here because there really wasn't any like warm tone transition shades. A lot of them were leaning more on the cool tone side, and that's not really what I'm looking for today. So hopefully I'm able to get these shadows to perform well because I need to have a good look tonight, you know? But this color seems very nice and pigmented here, so I'm just going to take my time building this up. This isn't going to be like a revolutionary look where I use like 50 different colors and do a cut crease and stuff like that. I just want this to end up being like a pretty look, you know? So I'm also winging this out a little bit because I do want this to be a dramatic look because it is a date night, like night look after all. So far I would say that this color is performing pretty good. It's taken a little bit of time to get it to just blend out and look smooth. It's a little bit of a dry formula, but I think that is looking pretty good still. So I'm gonna also take this down to my lower lash line here, just using a bit of a smaller brush. So even though I'm not completely done blending yet, I'm gonna go into the next shade, and this is called Passion. This is like an eggplant purple, I guess I would call this, and I'm going to use that to deepen up my crease and outer corner with. And that is a very, very pigmented color. That is actually really, really nice. Not gonna lie, I feel like this is performing a lot better than what I was expecting it to, because colors like this tend to be a little bit hard to formulate and they don't always want to blend and stick to your eye properly, but I think this looks really, really nice. And with this being my first impression of the brand, because I've never tried anything from Lurella, it's definitely making me interested, and I think I'm going to follow them on Instagram now and see like what they're up to, because I would absolutely not be opposed to, you know, keeping an eye on their new releases and maybe reviewing some of whatever they come out with next. If you guys are interested, let me know if you guys know anything about this brand. If you heard of this brand, have you tried this brand? Let me know your thoughts. Do you like them? Do you not like them? I'd love to know. So I pressed play, and I guess I didn't press play, so I'm just using my clean fluffy brush here to just work on the blends on the outer corners and basically all around my eye here. And then we're gonna go in with the shimmers. And like I was saying when I thought I was filming, that I'm very interested to try this brand because it's not a brand that I've heard of until they reached out and they sent me these shadows. I've been wanting to try them for so long, but like it's really hard to bring in a quad of just shimmers into one of my videos, because usually what I'm doing is like a review video of a palette and I don't really feel like it's appropriate for me to bring in something like this. So I'm very interested in trying this out. Now let's see, what did I say I wanted to use? I think I'm gonna start off by taking this dark purple. Let's see what this one is called. I will have, of course, everything that I'm talking about in this video linked down in my description box. So this one is in the shade Lilac Ice. So we're gonna go ahead and try this. It says it's a duochrome on it. So I am gonna go ahead and give that a spritz of some Fix Plus as usual with my shimmers. And I'm going to be placing that in basically the middle of my eye here and then blending it into the outer corner. That is really pretty. It's a little bit hard to pick up on a brush, like it's kind of hardly pressed into the pan, so you have to kind of dig in there, but once you do get it on your brush, that is stunning. That's a beautiful, beautiful duochrome. I have a very similar shade from, where is it from? Divina, I think. That's from the Angelica collab that she did with them, and I think that this one is actually better. Like, no shade, but I like this a lot more than I like that color, because that one's a lot sheerer and I just don't really like sheer colors personally. So this is making me really happy. That is beautiful. I love that. So I'm just taking the side of this brush now and I'm using that to kind of blend this color into my crease, just to make sure that everything is looking nice and smooth and there's no harsh lines anywhere. And then I know I said I was going to keep this to mostly warm tone, so I guess what I'll do is I need to find a warm tone shimmer here, so let's just swatch that. That could be really pretty, and then I could end it with this one. Let's try to do that. So I'm gonna go into Soulmate from this palette here, and I'm going to put that on basically the first portion of my lid where I don't have any shadow yet. And then for the inner corner, I'll pop the other shimmer from the SD Cosmetics bundle that I have. So this also looks to be a duochrome, but this one is not at all as pigmented and as opaque as the one that I just used. So I don't know if I love the shimmers from that palette as much as I like the mattes. But I think it's going to help the look come together, but it's just not as, you know, impactful as that other duochrome that I just used. But they do blend really nicely in together here. So I feel like I pulled this in a little bit too far and a little bit too high on this side, so I'm gonna go back in with the mattes that I used in my crease after to just bring this down a little bit. But I can't say I love that color. I mean, that's just not really doing much of anything for me. So hopefully this other one can help me out. So this one is called Clarity. So we're gonna go ahead and see if this can kind of save the look. So I'm first gonna go ahead and take this in my inner corner. Wow, I did not even spray that color. That is stunning. Wow, a little goes a very, very long way. Ooh, maybe I put down a little bit too much, but it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and basically, wow, I have not dipped into the pan more than once and I can basically coat my whole eyelid. That is insane. So I'm just going to take that over the shadow that I just used, just so we can bring back some of the intensity here. This shadow just goes so far, man. This is so beautiful though, like I really, really like that. That looks so good. So I'm going back in with my crease shade now, just to kind of make sure that everything is nice and blended together, and I'm just gonna bring down the colors in my inner portion here a little bit. So I'm not sure if you can see the shift in the shadow, but this is the shadow that I have in my inner corner. And like on my swatch here, it basically looks yellow, but it's a pink yellow duochrome. But in the pan, it just looks pink. But then on my eyes, it just looks yellow. So it's a little bit trippy, but I think this is so cool. So far, I really, really like these shadows. I think that these are stunning. I kind of wish I had a chance to use this one as well, because this is like a pink blue duochrome. That is beautiful as well. But since my eye look is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off my eyes, and then we can test out the highlighter topper as well as the Flower Beauty lipstick that I have here. I'm not sure if this color is really going to go with this look. It's definitely more of like a nude, but I just want to try it, and then we can always change to a different color after. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off my eyes. I think I'm going to use yellow in my waterline just to kind of tie my outfit and everything together, because I do plan on wearing some yellow and probably gold jewelry. So gonna do that. I'm gonna do some liner mascara and I'll be right back. So this is the eye look all done. I did use yellow in my waterline. This is Punch from ColourPop. So let's go ahead and get into this highlighter now. So I will show you how I've been applying it. I've only used it like twice now, so I don't know exactly what the best way to do this is, but I've basically taken my finger and just put a little bit on there and then tapping it over where I want this to be. I don't want to go too overboard with this because it is very glittery and you can't really like blend it once you put it down, so you want to just take it a little slow. And I'm sure you can tell that that is just looking very wet looking now, and I feel like this would maybe be a bit of a better topper to something that's a little darker, maybe a highlighter that's a bit too dark that you want to lighten up. Maybe this could be really nice on top of this. This reminds me a lot of the Fenty How Many Carats, I think it's called, like the glitter bomb or whatever. No, it's not a glitter bomb. The bombs is the lip glosses. But whatever that highlighter is called, I had that one, but I ended up returning it because I didn't like how just powdery it was and it didn't stick to my face at all. So I feel like something like this that's actually like more of a cream formula that sticks to my face and doesn't just get everywhere is maybe a little bit better as a topper for me. So I'm just taking it slow, as you can tell, and just building it up. And I think that looks really, really nice. Like, I definitely know that these kind of highlighters is not for everyone. I'm gonna take a little bit of this on my nose as well and a little bit right here. And as tempted as I am to go in with a little bit more of that blush, I don't think I'm going to, because it's just, I mean, it's an eyeshadow. It's just so pigmented. I'm gonna find a blush that is the same color as the one that I used and just layer that a little bit on top so I can get the blend to look a little bit better, because I feel like it's looking a little bit... Oh, actually, maybe if I just take my finger a bit more and smooth this out. Yeah, maybe this is actually fine. I don't need to do that. So let's see. Do I want to use any of these lipsticks? So let's just first swatch the one that I got by ShinebySD. This is the same brand as the eyeshadows. So this is what the packaging looks like. It looks basically exactly like the Dior glosses, if you've seen those. But I feel like the packaging is a little bit cheap because it doesn't like line up. Like if I were to close this and it kind of stops in like an unnatural point where like the lines don't line up, which is a little bit annoying, but is what it is. So let's see, this is probably not going to be a good color for me today because this is like a burnt orange. It's definitely not going to go with this look, I don't think. So let me go ahead and swatch the one from Flower Beauty here. So this one is in the shade Spice Metal. It's a cream lipstick. I also don't really think I want to use a cream formula tonight, even though that is really pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on just so we can, you know, see how it performs. Not really like wear-wise, but just how it applies. So this is a really, really nice nude color, and I really like the formula on that too. Sometimes with bullet lipsticks, like they lay a little bit weird on my dry spots on my lips because I do have quite dry lips. But I feel like this is laying very nicely on top of my lips, and it doesn't like accentuate the little cracks and stuff that I have in them. So I would say I really like this formula so far, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know how this is going to wear. I'm not going to wear this for a very long period of time, and we're also like 3 hours away from dinner, so I'm gonna probably wear this for like an hour or so. But so far, I mean, today I would say that this was a very successful first impression. I think that the palette is nice. The shimmers aren't my favorite, even though I only used one, but the shimmer that I used wasn't my favorite. It does look like it has some beautiful shimmers in it though. The single eyeshadows, I really, really like these. Thank you so much for sending these my way if you ever watched this video, but I really, really like them. The little eyeshadow thingy that I use as a blush is a little bit too pigmented to use as a blush, but I'll probably keep it. Maybe I'll travel with it or something like that. To be fair, I probably won't, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it makes me feel better. The highlighter I still need to play a little bit with and find the best way to use it, but I just think that this formula is so beautiful. And I did buy this in Australia. I don't know if this is an Australian brand. I feel like it might be. I also have a cream blush from them that I do want to try out, but since I tried out this one from W7 today, which, to be honest, I don't really like this at all, and I can't see myself ever using it. And also, one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to drugstore makeup is that it always comes with like tape around everything, and when I took the tape off, like this thing is like there's nothing I hate more than having to take off tape just to open a product and for it to end up being sticky forever. Like it's such an annoying little thing. Like I understand why they need to tape things so that people don't test them in store, but at the same time it's like if you have a tester, you wouldn't have this issue and like people wouldn't complain, you know? So yeah, I don't know. But the lipstick is really, really nice. The highlighting palette, love this so far. Definitely need to, you know, play with all of the shades and see if I can get all of them to work on me. But I really, really like them. Is that it? Is that all I tried today? Yeah, I mean, I think that was it. Let me know how you feel about the look, and let me know how you feel about the get ready with me format. Do you want to see more videos where I test out more things that aren't just eyeshadow palettes? Like, are you okay with me adding in like a new release eyeshadow palette that isn't just focused on the eyeshadow palette and just adding in like some other things as well? Let me know. So that's gonna be it for today. If you want to see some other get ready with me's that I've done, I don't think I've done a lot of those, but here's a few more. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.